One of the purposes, of course, of being here is to remember those of us that can't be here. Last year, we had a pretty long list of people, being the first reunion since 2008, since we had been together. We had a lot of catching up to do. We did the best that we could, but we unfortunately missed a few names, and I'd just like to call them out just as a moment of remembrance here for some of the people that did not make last year's presentation. There's a test down at the Speedway today called the Chris Griffiths Memorial Test for the Road to Indy Series. We had lost him. He was a team member. Keith Hamling, one of the technical officials, pit lane. Al Holbert, driver. We all knew the name Al Holbert, was not mentioned last year. Sal Incandela, an owner and a chief mechanic in the series. Fred Rue, PPG sponsor, PPG Hospitality and Pace Car. Hank Thorpe, an official with the support series. And Howard Rayon, a member of the safety team. And I'd just like you to remember them, and to anybody that knew those people, please accept our apologies if that we forgot them, but we wanted to make sure that we caught up this year. But it is time for the in memoriam section of the program, and I'd like to introduce it in the following way. We have two short vignettes that we'd like to show you. We lost team owner Carl Haas this year, and we have a short piece of video on that. And for those of you who worked in the pit lane and worked in television media, we lost Jenny Nickell from NBC, and they produced a piece narrated by, I believe, Mr. Page. And we'd like to show that to you, and then we'll continue on from there. So here's the first two features of our in memoriam.
There's the checkered flag for Mario Andretti.
I remember very well how the team was formed. I'm the one that actually came up with the idea of putting these two together.
I see it a little bit differently. I called Paul Newman. And I said, Paul, I understand you have some interest in going into IndyCar racing, and I do, and maybe we could put our two efforts together.
Paul and Carl were fierce enemies in Can-Am, and so, a lot of people thought that wasn't going to work.
I said, not a chance in hell, Carl. He said, what if Mario was driving?
And he says, I don't think you can get Mario.
The thing that made it work was Dad. Because, Dad was the middle guy there, and Dad was the guy that they both liked.
I was the catalyst that actually got these two talking.
It was through me that Carl got to Dad, because I raced Formula Fords for him in 1982. And there was a little agenda that Carl had going.
So I called Mario, and he was interested, and I said, call Paul. So he told Paul, yes, I'd be interested.
I said, where would you like to meet? It was me and Carl and Mario. It was a triumvirate.
And then, then it all happened. It all went together very fast. This was at the end of 1982, and we had a monumentous job ahead of us.
This has been kind of a star-crossed team.
Greyhole making a move on Andretti, and he has got him in turn 12.
Matteo Fabi taking second place with Mario Andretti as they sweep through turn 1.
We didn't give Mario a very good car that year, incidentally.
Mario Andretti right behind him, had no place to go. Andretti, car 3, smashes into him.
So Mario really made it work.
He's had clutch problems. He's had to manually kick that thing in and out of gear without the clutch most of the day.
Nobody was very happy, and I had to try and keep this thing together, and made some changes in the car.
We brought in another engineer that was with me in the past.
Mario Andretti now assumes the lead.
Oh, I said, oh gosh, now I'm young again. I had the supreme confidence of the equipment.
Now he can't lose. The victory.
Car owners Paul Newman and Carl Haas celebrating a magnificent drive by one of the world's foremost race car drivers.
The thing just got better and better. The first win is always something you don't forget. And I don't think I'll forget that one.
Well, it was wonderful. I think everybody had a good time.
And then we won the championship the next year. It was good.
There's so much that goes into it, so much dedication, so much work, and this is the ultimate payoff.
Here comes Andretti, the leader of the Michigan 500.
Andretti comes out. It looks like he is still the man to beat.
Once you experience that, obviously it's just like a disease, you know, it's inside of you.
The day belongs to this man, away from Mario Andretti.
And now that we know how good that feels, you know, we certainly want to experience it again.
Mario, with the killer instinct, even though it was his son, beat him by a scant 4 inches.
With Carl and Paul, you're going to be winning races. Carl made his living at it. Paul had a huge passion for it, and they not only were racers and competitive in what they did and loved what they did, but they gave a lot to the sport, you know, and the sport owes them a lot.
From the yard of bricks at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway to the lighting of the Olympic torch. If you were to step into the TV compound of any venue, you would be sure to find Jenny Nickell. Born in the Midwest, Jenny transcended an early passion for motorsports into a lifelong career in television. Whether it was covering the Southern 500 or collegiate track and field, Jenny's approach to immerse herself in the story she was to cover demonstrated a passion for storytelling that we all hope to strive for. Her hugs were priceless, her laugh infectious. She never set out for any accolades, but her dedication earned her many, and although she would never admit it, Jenny's greatest accomplishment of all was becoming a pioneer for women in broadcasting. You have left us much too soon, our dear friend Jenny, but you have given us a rich lifetime of precious memories.